Yo, what's up everybody? Frosty morning in central Pennsylvania. This project is really coming along nicely. This is just kind of a gravel area so that they can walk from the walkway out to the yard here and the whole way around the feature without walking through any mulch. We're going to tie into the existing bed here, touch up that gravel a bit, come right this way. Here is the new walkway, all leveled in, looking nice. I like how it's kind of tucked down in here. The water feature, we had the pond shut down for a bit. But we started it up yesterday and it's starting to clear up. I don't know if we did a walkthrough of the falls or not, but this section right here, are you ready? I'm gonna say it. It's probably one of my favorite this year. I love this series of falls back there, that backdrop. Sometimes we say the thing you put right behind your waterfall is more important than the waterfall itself, and this is a case of that. Just this subtle ripple and that backdrop when you stand down there and look up here is something that, I don't know, I like it. Really liking the Cobble Beach area. Showed a few pictures to people yesterday and just about everyone was like, hey, that's new, I like that. I'm gonna try to do that on our build. So I like that stump angle down in there. That's really awesome. Putting this rock in here gives it some character, as well as I always like to see that little bubble trail. That's all foamed off there, so that little bubble trail is pretty cool. These are just waterfalls. I like them, they're nice. They're not like, this is my favorite. This one's cool. I like it better than this one. We did a really wide spillway here, and it breaks in a couple different places. It's kind of neat. This boulder is a really cheap boulder. I like the mossiness on it. Check out the biofall work there. That's really cool. That stump nestled in there. You can barely see where that's coming from. This one doesn't have a rock tray because we added that biofalls. It doesn't come with the kit, and I just grabbed one there at the shop and it didn't have a rock tray. So in the spring, when we come back to do the whole planty thing, I'm gonna put a rock tray in there and we'll do some work up there to make it kind of disappear. Another key part of this feature is the outcropping boulders on either side to help kind of blend this mound together. All in all, it's pretty nice. Bridge is in there. Still yardstick there. Just want to make sure we weren't losing any water. Looks good. Having this flagstone kind of tie into the pond here was exactly what we were looking for. And I can see why this was something that Rod wanted. Interact with the fish real easy. They sit here in the summertime. So easy to interact with, that's what you want. And today we're going to be putting in some river gravel here, which I would actually like to bring. I like to bring mulch up to the edges because it softens it a little more. But we're just concerned about, you know, mulch getting into the pond, or there's going to be high people interaction around here. He has friends that visit, and we want to be able to walk around the pond over to the bridge and not drag any mulch around, which makes sense. So I am glad that we can do mulch up on the mound, because that really makes those landscape boulders, it makes them pop. Whereas if it's all gravel, it just kind of disappears into one gravelly hard rock blob. So this is going to be gravel around here to the bridge, and then we're even going to go a little farther, and it's going to meet up with the mulch and a little more details. And got some fill to haul out here this morning, and then we're on to the next one. We'll be back here in the spring to do planting. Hey, it's springtime in central Pennsylvania, and boy, it's been a long time in coming. We've been building things for a while now. You remember this project from last fall? Well, you don't, because this is the first you're seeing it, but we did this one last fall, late winter. There was still a lot of loose ends to do. Actually, we ended up making a few changes early this spring when we came back. There were some boulders along here that were just a little too high, and they ended up obstructing more view than we liked. Couldn't see the pond and falls as well as we should have been able to from the porch. So, came in the spring, we lifted those out, which was good because things weren't all buttoned up yet. We had work to do anyway. So, lifted those out, put some lower ones in, and reworked this lower falls. So you could see that secondary falls better. Yeah, that's always something we're shooting for. We want to be able to see it, and sometimes we miss the mark, and we make the changes necessary so that you can see it. So, one of the cool features, and I think I talked about this already, is that beach area I love, and fish swim up into that shallow area all the time. And he's got some mallard ducks that stop in occasionally. And when you've got rocks that are a little higher on the edges, it makes them a little harder for her to get in the pond, but the wildlife really utilizes that. We put in the joining onto our Black Hills flagstone walkway, and we put a concrete edger along the edge here. These are nice when you have a gravel bed because it keeps the gravel in. So we did all of that. Today is lawn seeding day. Going to be finishing things up. Oh, and we did some additional work to the front of the house this spring. Just re-landscape. There was a big ivy bed in there, or ivy or myrtle or some sort of ground cover thing. So we took all of that out, put in some edgers, freshened up the landscape here, planted a serviceberry, and yeah, we still got some dirt work to do on the edges, but put in a little wall here because the grade dropped off pretty steeply. It's just the edgers weren't quite tall enough. So this is a Techo Block Sema wall, I believe, with Techo Block cap. I'm not sure what that one's called. Architectural cap. Can't remember, but it's a Techo Block. So do some grass seeding, get this project wrapped up.